Christmas invariably is the time of the year when people spend more money than at any other time, and of course they more easily could be conned buying products which aren't right. Buying Christmas lights, kids love Christmas lights, parents love Christmas lights. What are the risks here? What have they got to look out for, and what can you do to make sure they're safe?
Well, any electrical product poses a risk if it's not manufactured correctly. What you can look for with Christmas tree lights is something called the CE mark. It's simple, letter C, letter E. It's an indication that the product conforms to European electrical safety regulations. But always read the instructions. Some Christmas tree lights will tell you not to leave them on overnight because they could overheat, and overheat could cause a problem. And don't forget that you may have other Christmas decorations on the tree. Check that they are flame retardant. And people are tending to go back these days to candles. I'll be very careful. Candle can be a dangerous product if you don't extinguish it properly and you've got other flammable material on the Christmas tree.
Toys is another area where you are very careful to make inspections at Christmas time.
Yes.
Why is that?
We make regular test purchases of toys and have them submitted for testing. But what a member of the public can do to check that the toys they buy are safe is, again, the toy will carry a CE mark. But additionally to that, you can look for the Lion mark, which is applied by UK toy manufacturers. It's an additional accreditation stroke safety scheme where you have added sense of well-being, if you like, that the product is safe. Always read the instructions. What might be safe for a 5 or 6 year old child is not necessarily safe for the younger brother or sister who may be under 3. So does the toy contain small parts? If it does, they present a choking hazard to a younger child. So be careful when you've got children of mixed ages.
Officers would go into stores to choose items to send away for testing, items that might be cheaper and would be child appealing. A toy like this, we'd ask for the items like the eyes to be pulled to see if they could come out, which could cause a choking hazard, and on this toy the nose has come out. We would also ask for the seams to be checked to see if they're strong enough, and if they're not, see whether the items inside could be a choking hazard. With this item, a battery was inside. This toy was tested to see if any items could be pulled off and any seams would break. The results are the body, which shows that the eyes have come out and his legs have also come off. These wouldn't be a problem, but the insides could become a choking hazard. An item like this would be child appealing as it's in the shape of a roller skate, but if you press at the back, it's actually a lighter and is therefore dangerous.
Just be a little bit careful with second-hand toys. The CE mark may be missing for whatever reason. A lot of the instructions are on the outer packaging, and let's face it, not many of us keep the outer packaging once Christmas Day is over. So just be a little bit careful when you buy second-hand.
And that particularly applies, I should imagine, to things like internet auction sites,
yes,
where you're buying unseen.
Yes, you are very much so. And if it is just someone else looking to sell on their own goods, you've got very little redress against a private seller on the internet. So look at feedback from people who've used that seller and see what level of satisfaction there is. And then if you're paying for something that's over £100, I'm not encouraging people to get into debt at Christmas, but if you use your credit card, you've got liability through the credit card company if something goes wrong. So if the company goes out of business, you can then claim against the credit card company. So that's worth thinking about for internet purchases.
Christmas is all about having fun and having parties as well. It's party season. Going out and having a few drinks. But those few drinks can cause problems as well, can't they?
Yes, they can. Throughout the country, about 8% of spirits sold are actually substituted by an inferior brand. The trade call it tipping, we call it switching. So basically, you might get a white vodka or a white rum, but you're paying for something that costs more and more recognised brand. Now we actually have a detection kit that we can take out with us, because the manufacturers of the high brands place a marker in the product and they provide us with the equipment to test that what you get is what you pay. In addition, one of the more old-fashioned ways of making the spirit go further is to add a drop or two of water to it whilst it's in the bottle. Well, we have a density meter that can check on site whether the alcohol volume of the vodka is the 37.5% on the label, and if it's not, we can take a sample, and if it's tainted water, we would prosecute.
Let's look at a typical thing that you'd have for Christmas, which has got to be your turkey. People might think they're getting a good deal, but it may not be the case. Why not?
Fresh turkeys have a premium, a price premium, as opposed to frozen turkeys. And because of that premium, there may be a temptation for an unscrupulous business to actually sell turkey that had previously been frozen and is not actually fresh. And the problem with that is there's a health and safety risk in that you shouldn't refreeze something that's previously been frozen. The other high premium poultry is that claim to be organic, and people are quite happy to pay that premium provided that they're sure that the product is organic. If the consumer is in any doubt, then ask the butcher, where do you get your organic poultry from? And then you can go on the appropriate website, whether it be the Soil Association or a similar accreditation body, and have a look and see if that source of poultry is actually registered as organic.